Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is SpaceMaster X-7 for the Atari 2600. In this 1983 arcade-style action game from 20th Century Fox, you're on a mission to earn the title of SpaceMaster X-7 by destroying evil Hyperion Empire bases in deep space. I don't know what X7 stands for, but being a Spacemaster sounds awesome enough, so they can tack as many arbitrary letters and numbers to it as they want. This is one of those games that's confusing to look at, but actually really simple to play. Your ship is the little 8-bit asterisk on the perimeter of the playfield, the block in the center is the Hyperion base, and the expanding and retracting diamond shape is its force field. The goal here is to blast the Hyperion base through the gaps in that field, usually by flying right through the barrier and getting way too close for comfort. Because this isn't just a space war, it's a personal space war. And if you want to win, you've got to ditch common courtesy altogether and be a real creep. See, if you only fire from the outside, you're bound to hit the force field, which restores energy to the base. The gauge with the plus and minus at the bottom of the screen shows how much energy the base has, and you've got to drain it all with your missiles to actually blow it up. Luckily, this only takes a matter of seconds at close range, so the real challenge is just getting to close range in the first place. Not only because of the moving diamond barrier, but because the Hyperion base generates a bunch of enemies to throw at you. Scribbly looking fireballs are just linear projectiles, little round heat seekers will follow you, but disappear if they fly off screen. X-shaped homers will also follow you, but won't disappear unless you blast them. Zigzag bouncers will, bounce around in zigzags, and swirly wanderers will, you guessed it, wander around in swirls. Aside from the enemies, there is one last hazard here, the shields. In later levels, blocks form to barricade off the Hyperion base even more. You can't blast them away, but if you deplete enough of the base's energy, it'll absorb the shields and give you some more wiggle room in the playfield. The visuals in SpaceMaster X7 are not only great for their abstract sort of appeal, but for their gameplay utility. The energy meter, the force field, the motions of everything on screen, it all lends intuitively to the object of the game. Even the enemy sprites are evocative of their attack patterns. Namely the zigzag enemies that zigzag, and the swirly enemies that, swirl. People say being on the nose is cliche, but I think it's brilliant. The sound design here is just wild, but in the best way. It's a constant barrage of beeps and boops and white noise. I can't actually distinguish which sound effects correspond to force fields or bonus lives or enemies or anything, but to be honest, I don't care, because this is exactly how 8-bit nonsense video games are supposed to sound. The most novel aspect of SpaceMaster X7 is the moving and shooting mechanics. Whenever you fire your missiles, your ship fixes itself in place, which might sound like a problem, but it's actually great when you zoom through a force field and need to stop point blank right next to the Hyperion base to light it up. SpaceMaster X7 has an excellent difficulty curve. The first few bases have slow-moving force fields to ease you into the proper strategy of flying through their gaps, and they only generate fireball enemies, so you don't have to worry about anything chasing you directly. Only the later levels start to gradually introduce nastier enemies, faster force fields, and barrier shields. Even still, the game also helps you along by granting an extra life for every other Hyperion base destroyed, and for every 10,000 points scored. In my best playthrough, I cleared 17 bases and scored 68,000 points. I don't think it's enough to say I earned the title of Spacemaster without having broken the 6-digit barrier, but as far as I got, the force fields were just too fast to reliably invade the Hyperion base's personal space like a proper creep. My favorite part of SpaceMaster X7 is actually the lack of difficulty settings. Unlike most Atari games which have multiple modes, SpaceMaster just relies on one well-refined difficulty curve. This game just is what it is, like it or not, and I like it. But if I could change one thing here, I might get rid of the shield barriers in later levels. They didn't seem to add much to the game and just confused the function of the base's energy meter. Overall, SpaceMaster X7 is a simple but effective masterclass in how to perfectly marry 8-bit graphic design and gameplay. It's easily one of my all-time favorite video games, and never before have I been so willing to commit blatant personal space invasion to simultaneously earn the titles of Intergalactic Creep and SpaceMaster X7.